Today we're diving into the complete history of the LEGO Microfighter series and how well they did after retirement. The Microfighter series started in 2014. LEGO hit a nail on the head with this one because it remained popular over the years, partly due to the low cost of the sets and the appeal of the mini build coupled with a beautiful minifigure. Sadly, LEGO's focus on releasing Microfighters has dropped a bit over the years, as we're now getting 1 or 2 releases a year compared to the earlier waves. The Clone Turbo Tank was the first release in the series, trying to capitalize on the extreme appeal of the Clone Wars for the average Star Wars fan. The Clone Trooper minifigure is a classic look for Phase 2 troopers, and its price is steadily rising even in the past 6 months, with a current average of €26. It is also exclusive to this set. Barely any sets are left unopened on the market, and the few that are put up for sale have a hefty price compared to their initial retail price. Since its retirement in May 2015, the set has continuously appreciated and is probably one of the best sets you could have invested in. The AAT is a good complement to the Clone Turbo Tank as a separatist vehicle, and the build does include a few rare pieces as well. The Battle Droid Pilot is a rare appearance in the movies but quite common in the LEGO Star Wars release sets. The minifig has appreciated some in the past 6 months, but is still on the lower end of the value scale. The set is quite scarce on the market, with limited numbers remaining unopened, and is displaying a slow, steady growth for the past 6 months. Overall, the set has displayed a good growth pattern, nothing amazing, but it did almost triple in value in 10 years. The Millennium Falcon is the most famous ship in Star Wars, so it's no wonder it was among the first Microfighter sets released. Han Solo is obviously the minifigure choice for this set, and we can see that its value also jumped a bit, although it's still under €10. Limited numbers for the set are on the market, with supply a bit higher than the previous sets. Overall, the set is doing pretty good, worth 4 times as much as when it released. Another classic ship, the TIE Interceptor, is looking pretty good for a Microfighter launched 11 years ago. The TIE Fighter Pilot minifigure looks good and is quite accurate to the source material, but its value lingers in the lower bracket, probably because of all the TIE Pilot minifigs available. Extremely limited supply for this set, and it seems the past 6 months have brought solid increase for the set's value. Still, overall, a good increase in price for the set since its retirement back in May 2015. The X-Wing could not be missed from the series, and this release was a very sweet deal at the time with 97 pieces. The name minifigure Teron Net is a pilot from Red Squadron who is shot down during the trench run. The minifigure is exclusive and is fetching €13 right now, with a solid increase in the past 6 months. Although the price seems stable with no surprises, the set is pretty scarce and has climbed to €30. The set did increase substantially since his retirement, no doubt much of that increase being attributed to the exclusive minifig. The Star Destroyer is the second Microfighter to be priced at €10, and from now on this will be the base price for all the releases in the series. The minifig included is that of an Imperial crew member and is exclusive to the set, with the value peaking at around €10 with a good increase in the past 6 months. The set has a moderate supply on the market as has increased to a solid €26 right now. The set value overall did good, but I must draw your attention to the fact that the increase from €7 to €10 in price has dramatic effects on the overall appreciation. Next is the ARC 170 Starfighter, a staple clone combat ship and the first of the 2015 releases. The clone pilot is a beautiful minifig, quite faithful to the source material, and is exclusive to this set. What is a bit baffling is that the minifig increased in price in the past 6 months to almost €18, while the set value went down a bit. This is where I scratch my head because the average price dropped. But still, €35 is quite an increase over the initial €10, and there are a few remaining. A beautiful build with a beautiful minifigure. Next is the Vulture Droid, the separatist space fighter and wannabe land-based assault robot. The minifig is the same battle droid pilot from the previous AAT Microfighter set. The set's price is quite stable around the €30 mark, with very few remaining on the market. Not a bad price to be at, in all honesty, as it's a bit over 200% appreciation over the years. Next is the Snowspeeder, and this is one of the sets that I honestly love the look of, especially the wing cannons. I don't know, I have a thing for Snowspeeders. The minifig is beautiful, but it sadly does not have arm printing. It is exclusive to this set and has doubled in value in the past 6 months, from 6 to €12. Slight increase in price from 18 to €22 in the past 6 months for the set, and average stocks remaining on the market at 166. As you can see, the set value is trailing a bit behind the minifig jump, so I expect this to go further up in the future. Next is the AT-AT, and I just want to say, up until now, LEGO has really batted way above average, set after set of classic and popular microfighters up until now. The minifig is a bang-on match to the Empire Strikes Back movie and has such a menacing look. The price for this also doubled in the past 6 months from 5 to €11. The stock is still plentiful, so buy them now if you want them for your collection. The set has also jumped a bit in price in the past 6 months from 16 to €22, and stocks are starting to become low. However, on the overall value, the steel is still performing a bit weak, only going for €22 versus 10 retail. Next is the Republic Gunship. What did I say about LEGO releasing only bangers? The set has also a very nice piece count for its size and price. The Clone Pilot minifigure looks very good and is exclusive to this set. It is also the reason for the set price of €43, as the minifig alone is selling for €32 right now, with very few remaining in stock. The set price remains stable with basically no growth in the past 6 months. Overall, the set has a solid performance over the years, from 10 to €43. Next is the Homing Spider Droid set, and LEGO is going strong with Clone Wars related builds, it seems. Very good number of pieces at over 100. The minifig is a rare battle droid of dark orange color seen on Geonosis. It is not exclusive, but it seems to fetch €11 on the market and has had quite a jump in the past 6 months. The current price is stable around €27, with very few sets remaining on the market. The set is doing pretty good, not spectacular, but with decent returns. Next is the Resistance X-Wing Fighter, which sees an X-Wing for the second time in the series. To note, the number of pieces is a bit low for the price. The minifig included is the Resistance pilot Snap Wexley, who sadly is eliminated during the Battle of Exegol. The minifig is exclusive to this set, and although it gained 60% in the past 6 months, it is quite cheap at €7. Surprisingly, the set did not do very well, being valued around €20 right now, but it is on an upwards trend and still has decent stock. Overall, the set has been underperforming despite the unique minifig. Next is the First Order Snowspeeder, and I am honestly not sure if we've ever seen one of these in the movies, so I guess not. The First Order Snowtrooper is a very nice minifig that is exclusive to this set. The minifig rose from 5 to €8 in the past 6 months, and stocks of this are good. Decent number of pieces for the price, and apparently the set is getting bought a lot in the past 6 months, with the current stock diminishing extremely fast and price rising from 8 to €15. Is this a sign of someone making a move? Overall, the set did not do well compared to its retail price, but it remains to be seen what the future holds, especially that it seems someone attacked this market to drive the price up. Next is probably one of my favorite microfighters ever made, the Ghost. Big part of the reason for the set appreciating is the unique minifig of Hera Syndulla. The minifig alone sells for €44, seeing a massive increase from €24 in the past 6 months. Stocks for this minifig will last a while with the current sale pace. The set has a very good number of pieces for its price and is selling for €43 with low growth in the past 6 months, so it's lagging a bit behind the minifig value. Overall, it did really well, from 10 to €43 since 2017. Next is the TIE Advanced Microfighter set, and I have to say I am disappointed they did not put Darth Vader in there. Really disappointed. The TIE Fighter Pilot minifig is not unique to this set, and although it doubled almost in value in the past 6 months, it still sells for only €6. There are plenty on the market as well. The set also did not increase much and is selling for €22 right now, with a slight increase in the past 6 months. This is another set which struggles to get over the €20 value mark. Next is the Wookiee gunship, and I was a bit surprised to find such an exotic vehicle represented in this series. The Wookiee in this set is a classic look for this species and is exclusive to this set. It mimics the increase of the set and no doubt contributed to it. The number of pieces is a bit low, and it seems the set didn't really appreciate that much since its retirement, but has sustained a good increase in the past 6 months. Overall, not much to say about this. It looks good, but the increase in value has been kinda meh. Next is the ATDP, which is also a rarely seen Imperial Walker design. Even lower piece count, down to 76 pieces, makes this pretty expensive at its retail price. The minifig is gorgeous though and quite accurate to the Rebel show. Looking at its price, you can see that it is the sole driver of the set upwards with a price of almost €13, with a solid increase in the past 6 months. The set's growth has been even more lackluster, barely breaking €20 in the past 6 months. Overall, the set has been a poor choice to invest in, the minifig being the only redeeming factor here. I would still not discount it though. Next is the U-Wing, and this is a ship that I was hoping to find in the series. The set also has a generous piece count for its size. The minifig is beautiful and quite accurate for the U-Wing pilots we rarely see. It is also exclusive to the set and displays quite a hefty price. With a 51% increase in the past 6 months, it has reached €17, which is quite respectable. Although on the back of a 26% increase in the past 6 months, the set has not broke €20 yet. However, the stocks are reaching scarcity level. The set's overall price is a bit baffling to me. I believe this should be a solid €25–30 set by now, but it seems the price of the set is lagging behind, with the minifig covering almost all of that value. Next is the TIE Striker, a welcome addition to the TIE Imperial series of ship. The minifig is exclusive to this set as a warning to all TIE Imperial pilots collectors. The price has increased solidly in the past 6 months, up to almost €9. As we can see, there is nothing special here to say about it. Low increase up to €18, although the past 6 months have seen a 24% increase. Low stocks also indicating this will further rise. Not a very good performance set, sadly. Next is the Y-Wing, and I have to vote this as one of the most accurate microfighters to be released. The minifig one is a generic Rebel Y-Wing pilot, and it does a good job at that. Even more surprising is the very nice price of it at €18 on the back of a 57% increase. This is starting to become very scarce, and it shows. Overall, much of that minifig increase has translated to the set price, which has reached €25 after a solid increase in the past 6 months. So, this is a set which is on the brink of becoming very expensive in the next 6 to 12 months. Next is Krennic's Imperial Shuttle, and even though the build looks great, the number of pieces is pretty low. The minifig is a generic Imperial Shuttle pilot and is not exclusive to the set. Why are we not getting Krennic as a minifigure? However, even this minifigure does fetch a respectable €9 right now, with a big increase in the past 6 months. The set remains available on the market, but not in great numbers, and has barely reached €18 total price, which is not that good, although the immediate increase is promising. And here we are. LEGO immediately did a Millennium Falcon reprint, so to speak. They removed Han Solo and added Chewie to the set, and I have to say I did not expect this kind of numbers for the minifig. Apparently Chewie is a very popular minifig, selling in the thousands, with plenty more on the market. It has a low price of €6, but it does seem still to climb a bit. Overall, the set is again one of the under €20 performance. A nice increase in the past 6 months and low stocks are signs that it might climb a bit more in the future, but you have to wait. Next is the First Order TIE Fighter, a nice reinterpretation of the classic Imperial TIE Fighter with some red added. The minifig included is the First Order TIE Pilot, and it does accurately represent what we know of the uniform. The minifig is not exclusive to this set, although it is pretty rare, and the price just got a nice boost up to almost €9. Overall, the set has also increased proportionately with the minifig, but it has barely reached €20 with limited supply on the market. 6 years to double your money is not bad, but not very good either. Next, we have the first double Microfighter set, the Sky Speeder vs First Order Walker. This is in effect two sets in one in both piece count and price. The first minifigure is that of Nodin Chavdry, a resistance pilot that was lost on crate. The minifigure is exclusive and fetches no less than €17, although the character is not that known. A lot of the increase comes on the back of the last 6 months, so maybe the price is accelerating. The second minifigure is the First Order Walker Driver, and I do have to say the helmet does not really do justice to the actual movies. You can see they used the Stormtrooper template instead of doing a proper new mold. The minifig is exclusive to the set and is also at around €14, with a big jump in the past 6 months. Overall, the price of the set is lagging behind the minifig valuations, being sold at only €28 on average and with not many remaining on the market. The set right now is severely underappreciated in my opinion at the current cost. The second double whammy set is the A-Wing vs TIE Silencer, another sequel trilogy set. The first minifig is that of Tali Lintra, an A-Wing pilot seen escorting the Resistance bombers. The minifig is exclusive to the set and has a price point of a staggering €20, up by 43% in the past 6 months, with low stocks remaining. The second minifig is our favorite sequel emo kid, Kylo Ren. The minifig is not exclusive but still pretty rare, and it stands at €16 currently. And again, the set price seems to lag behind the minifig increase in price, with barely €44 on the current stocks and extremely low supply. As a conclusion, in my opinion, if you have some of these locally, buy them and keep them. They are bound to go up to at least €40–45 soon. Next is the Naboo Starfighter, sporting Anakin Skywalker and an extremely low piece count. Anakin is seen here in his Episode 1 form, namely a kid. Although increasing lately, the price of the minifig is low at around €6, with pretty good stocks overall. As is the case, the price of the set did not increase much due to the minifig not being more valuable, although it does display solid growth in the past 6 months. And if you really look at the retirement date, doubling the price in 5 years is starting to look pretty good investing wise. That's a 20% gain in value year over year. Next is the Sith Infiltrator, a nice little way of having an affordable Darth Maul. Our favorite prequel villain sporting a dual lightsaber is not exclusive to the set, but looking at the minifig, we can see that there's some heavy traction on this. Sales have overtaken stocks lately, and the price has increased accordingly. This shows good promise. The set does not reflect this minifig price increase yet, but with the current stocks remaining, I do expect it to spike sharply in the next 6 months. Overall, a good increase in the set price and an even bigger one for the minifig. Next, another double Microfighter bundle, the Escape Pod vs Dewback. I do believe this is the only set to sport 3 minifigs in the Microfighter series. The first minifig is C-3PO in his Episode 4 form. This is quite a popular minifigure as seen from the sale numbers, with a lot of them still remaining on the market. I do find it interesting that the price has drastically increased by a lot in the past 6 months. The second minifig is his trusty droid friend R2-D2. While released in 17 sets, it seems this variant of R2-D2 is quite lacking in stocks, and the price has responded accordingly with a 43% increase to almost €25 in the past 6 months. And lastly, our evil counterpart, the Sandtrooper Squad Leader, a very nice minifigure indeed. On the back of a 26% increase in the past 6 months and a dwindling stock, this minifigure is now close to €30. The overall set seems to have stayed put in value, but the minifigs alone are worth €60 right now, so this, coupled with sub 100 sets remaining on the market, will surely bump its price. Even without this potential increase, the set did quite good since retirement. Next is the Resistance Y-Wing with quite a special pilot at the helm. Zori Bliss is a close friend of Poe Dameron and participated in the Battle of Exegol. The minifigure is quite stable in price, around €7, and has quite a stock on the market, so don't expect it to spike soon. Overall, the set sits just under €20 with good stocks compared to 6-month sales. It is honestly a shame that such an unique minifig is underappreciated and the set has not been doing very good. Next we have Kylo Ren's shuttle, which looks very good but has a low number of pieces. We have Kylo Ren in his more official reforged helmet, all worked up to eradicate the Resistance. The minifig is exclusive to the set and has raised to a very nice €26, noting the fact that stocks are pretty much gone if the sales rate remains. The set has increased to a very nice €36 with a low growth in the past 6 months, but in this rhythm we can fully expect it to hit €50 in 1 year. Very good set to grab right now if you have some locally and you don't have to pay shipment. Next is the T-16 Skyhopper vs Banta. Now, how can a Banta fight a Skyhopper? Really? The Skyhopper is not very known, but Luke was playing with a model of it in episode 4. The T-16 Skyhopper pilot minifigure is exclusive to the set and does fetch €20 right now after a solid increase in the past 6 months. The Tusken Raider minifigure is quite a generic one, although it looks good. It's not exclusive and only costs around €5 with plenty of the market. Overall, the set did increase, but only to about €26, which barely covers the minifigure price. Not many are sold compared to the stocks that exist. This is one of the worst sets for investing if you look at it purely from the increase in price until now. And next is a new Millennium Falcon, the third. We have another Han Solo minifig, which I have to give props for, to the new added hairpiece, which is gorgeous. Selling for €10 and having a nice jump in the past 6 months, the minifigure is well stocked, but it sells a lot also. The set did not do that well, and the biggest increase from retail price has just been in the past 6 months, up to €16. Given the retirement date of December 2022, this set has just barely started to appreciate, it seems. Next, we have the last dual Microfighter set in the series up until now, AT-AT vs Tauntaun. We have another AT-AT driver minifig which looks really good and increased to about €8 lately with massive stocks. And then we have something that I am very excited for, namely Luke Skywalker in his hot uniform. It's an astounding minifig to have from my favorite Star Wars movie of the series. It's cheap too, at around €5, and that's after a 50% increase from €3 in the past months. It's cheap too, at around €5, and that's after a 50% increase from €3 in the past 6 months. Overall, the set was selling for retail price up until 6 months ago, so we're just witnessing the first jumps in value now. Although it is a very cool set, none of the minifigs are exclusive, so I don't expect it to gain much value in the future. Although I really like this look. Next we're going to the Razor Crest, that rough hunk of metal the Mandalorian piloted in Season 1. The minifig is basically the Mandalorian in his starting armor when he's not all tooled up in Beskar. With a nice jump in price of around 50%, it still only sells for €7 and has plenty of stocks. The set obviously follows that pattern and has just started to grow, hovering around €14. The minifig is not exclusive, so growth will be slower for this set for sure. Next is Boba Fett Starship, whose real name shall not be named. Exquisite minifig with arm printing representing the most up-to-date version of Boba Fett after he escaped the Sarlacc pit and took over Jabba's palace. This minifig is exclusive to the set and sells for only €6 right now, with stocks numbering in the thousands. As it just retired a few years ago, it still has not had a decent increase, so it sells for €13. But let's be honest, exclusive minifig with arm printing. That alone means you should stock up on this, as there's no Book of Boba Fett Season 2 announced in the future. Next we're going to the Mandalorians and one Starfighter, who although nice, does not have the same appeal to me as the Razor Crest. This is also the first Microfighter set to feature 2 minifigs and an increased price of 16 euros in retail. The minifig for the Mandalorian is now Din Djarin in his full Beskar armor that sells already for almost 8 euros and is seeing a sharp increase. We also have the world's favorite green ball of joy, the child, or Grogu. The minifig is massively stocked with over 9,000 pieces on sale right now for just about 5 euros each. The set just retired, so obviously we've seen no increase just yet in its value over the retail price. And finally, our last microfighter in the series, Captain Rex Y-Wing, the first microfighter to be released with only one minifig and costing 13 euros. I don't need to tell you who Captain Rex is, suffice to say he is probably the best known clone ever. This minifig caused an uproar as it shows up only in this Microfighter set and in the Venator UCS set, hence its value of 11 euros right now. The set is still on the shelves, so we can't appreciate what it will do in the future, but based on Captain Rex's fame and its limited availability outside of this set, I am sure this will quickly rise immediately after retirement. Okay, that's it guys, we've gone through all of the Microfighter series sets. Next time, we're going to see which sets were the best to invest in and try to find out if there are some learnings that we might apply to our purchases in the future. We will do that by analyzing all the data that we looked at up until now. Thank you very much for watching, leave a like and subscribe and comment as we answer all the comments, and happy hunting!